Norbert Mao cannot become the Speaker of Parliament under this setting. And the reason I'm saying this is going to be put in this video. First of all, Norbert Mao came out to masquerade as if he controls the narrative in the northern region, which is not, by the way, not true. Today he has gotten a blow when his own head of the Acholi parliamentary caucus is endorsing Anita Among. In fact, here is the
Anthony Akol is my name, Member of Parliament for Kilak North in Amuru District, Northern Uganda, and also the Chairman of Acholi Parliamentary Group. I happened to join Parliament of Uganda in 2016. That ideally means I spent my time in 10th Parliament, 11th Parliament, and by the grace of God, I've gotten the opportunity that I'm elected in my community back to the 12th Parliament. I must tell you, I've seen the administration of Parliament under different speakers. I was under the Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, I was under Jacob Olanya, and also I have been under Right Honorable Anita Annet Among. I must tell you, in my experience and how the Parliament of Uganda has been managed, we are blessed to have an institution with the head passion of Right Honorable Anita Annet Among. My plea to the people, especially Ugandans, and the people who are blessed to have been elected in the 12th Parliament, is that we must maintain the Right Honorable Speaker Anita Annet Among to be our Speaker in the 12th Parliament. We will be able to do much more. I saw how she started and how she progressed and how she has become more experienced now. And I think the 12th Parliament will be better than what it was before. And therefore, we must focus our mind on the 12th Parliament with the head of the Parliament being Right Honorable Speaker Anita Annet Among. And that is all.
That is the Clark North MP endorsing Anita Annet Among. He is from Acholi, where Norbert Mao comes from. If you want to know that a person is taking you on, is when he invades your backyard, that even those people who control narrative in your backyard support her. And in this way, Anita Annet Among is starting to play politics at high level. One thing I agree with is when General Museveni has the last order for who is going to become speaker, but of course he knows how to play politics. He doesn't normally want to install a person who is not liked by the members of parliament. So at first, for you to get the presidency, you must buy influence. And Anita Annet Among knows how to do that, despite being a worse option to Norbert Mao. So the purpose of this video, I've come to tell you how Norbert Mao cannot be speaker in this setting, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the fundamentals we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagari. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. One, first of all, the reason as why Norbert Mao cannot be speaker, the number one reason is a poor man, politically poor. I was around when in the last parliament, when they were campaigning for speaker, they used a lot of money. In fact, General Museveni first let it to be free. Normally, General Museveni picks those who have influence. The race was between Kadaga and the late Jacob Olanya. If it was left without the interference of General Kaguta Museveni, Kadaga was going to come out winner because he had more money than Olanya, until when General Museveni came out to endorse Olanya. Even at the race of the deputy speakership, where Anita Annet Among was versing Tayewa was going to come out as a winner, although one card was played, the gender card, and General Museveni endorsed Anita Annet Among. In fact, Tayewa cried a lot in the toilet. It took General Museveni to look for Tayewa to an extent of calling his parents to step down, and he was given the position of the chief whip. So money does a lot when it comes to buying influence and buying these members of parliament. Even on the election day, members of parliament, some of them were given between 1 to 2 million on the election day to give them transport to come. That is a tune of more than 300 million. If you tell Norbert Mao to facilitate members of parliament with 100,000, he will run away because he doesn't have the money. I'm not saying that people without money should not be in the position of leadership, but that's how the NRM plays politics. Even General Museveni, when he wants something from members of parliament, sometimes he bribes them. Majority of NRM members at a right price, they can even sell their parents. So that is the reason, number one, why Norbert Mao cannot become the speaker, because he's poor. 2, Norbert Mao is giving himself a lot of self-importance that he controls the narrative of the northern vote, which is not true.
In where I come from, the vote jumped from 44% to over 80%. And I was instrumental in shaping that narrative. I have always been the one scattering the president's votes in that area. This time I was the one gathering it. So I'm sure he will also take that into consideration as we carry out our consultations. And so the decision of who will be speaker is highly political, and there are many interests.
Even Norbert Mao, when he used to stand as this president, he used to come number 4 when you count the votes in the northern region. They will normally be taken by General Kaguta Museveni, followed by Bobby Wine OBSJ. In the case of the 2021 general election, Mugisha Muntu got more votes in the northern region than Norbert Mao, because the northern region has part of Karamoja, Lango, Acholi, Madiokolo, etc. He used to come number 4, so he doesn't control any narrative in terms of the politics. In fact, the person who gets more representation in the north is Jimmy Akina, because even 100% of his MPs are in northern region. I keep on telling people that for Museveni to pick Norbert Mao as a minister, not that it is going to bring something extraordinary to the NRM regime. NRM has more than 300 members of parliament, doesn't need anyone. The picking of Norbert Mao was to mock the opposition, that look, even the people who call opposition are part of us, not because he brings something. So I don't see General Museveni endorsing Norbert Mao, because even General Museveni knows how to play politics. He would want to reward his royal cadres, and General Museveni would want to even control parliament, which Anita Among has brought on the source, because Anita Among is petty, partisan, doesn't know to preside over the house. So that's what General Museveni wants. That's the number 2. The second reason as to why Norbert Mao cannot become speaker. 3, to show that he cannot become speaker, not only the Acholi parliamentary caucus chairperson endorsing Anita Among, even his former DP member, the MP for Baedig Laobi, came out to endorse Anita Among. He said this statement.
My name is Ojara Martin Mapenduzi. I represent the people of Badege Laibi division in Gulu City. I am also the member of parliament elect for the same area. I thank God for having allowed me to be part of the 11th parliament. And I thank God for allowing me to be under the stewardship, the leadership of the Right Honorable Anita Annet Among, the Speaker of the 11th Parliament. We saw tremendous achievements through our leadership. We saw a united Parliament, irrespective of our political party affiliations. And the 11th Parliament has been a people-centered Parliament. We saw the 11th Parliament getting out to the people, serving the interests of the citizens. And that is the kind of leadership we need. And so I would like to wish the Honorable Anita Annet Among well, and I call upon my colleagues that we support our candidature to be the Speaker of the 12th Parliament, and we will see a lot more achievements. We would want to see a Parliament that cares about the plights of the common man and woman. We would love to see a Parliament that goes out to the people. We would love to see a Parliament that unites, the legislators, irrespective of where they come from, irrespective of where they belong, their political party shades. That is the kind of leadership we need. And we have seen that in the Honorable Anita Annet Among. So I want to pledge my full support that that is the kind of leadership we need, but also call upon my colleagues from the north, from the east, from the west, and from the central, that we have an opportunity to even have a much better parliament, to support the people more, to care about our people, the people of Uganda, and you need a firm leadership. And that leadership, you can find it in the Honorable Anita Annet Among. God bless you.
That is the endorsement. All those people come from the Acholi sub-region. He's your former member, the DP member. In fact, I can say that he was brought in the NRM by Anita Among, because when he had an altercation with the NUP, they removed him from the parliamentary chairperson of PAC. Then he went to the NRM courtesy of the speaker. So if your own members from Acholi are endorsing another group, you cannot then come out to stand and say that people are asking you, even when in your house they're not asking you. It is the truth. And it's not the only video where Acholi members, why is it that only the Acholi members were the first one to endorse Anita Among? Because he knows how to play politics. In fact, Anita Among they understood the use of money and power when it comes to positions, even if it means giving out money. In fact, stories are here about Anita Among that he has oily hands. Of course, he gets money through dubious things, but he knows how to share. Most DP members historically have good hands, including Norbert Mao, and Savannah was not like that. So because of those reasons, Norbert Mao cannot become speaker. Of course, he knows how to play. I know he's going to be put in cabinet. Many of the cases, every person who comes out to contest for speakership is given another position. When both came out to stand for deputy speaker, was given the minister for defense. When Taiwo first stood for as a deputy speaker, was given the chief whip. So I know, since they have a memorandum by the which ended, and it was not even fulfilled, Norbert Mao would want to enjoy the trappings of power, and is negotiating for a cabinet position, not necessarily to be a speaker. Of course, that's my opinion. Remain yours truly, Mr. Makindi. Kabir Sulaiman Mawagali. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.